What's up, guys? Coach Jason here. Just going to go over some foam rolling recovery stuff right now. Some quick things you can think about. I got a couple of my tools up here that I like to use for digging into the muscles. And I'm sitting on one of them right now. It is a foam roller from Amazon. It's about $20. I'm going to flip the camera around so you can see this bad boy. I think. Maybe not. Whatever. I'll figure it out in a second. Tech savvy. So we got foam roller from Amazon. It's about 20 bucks. That's I think it's a 36-inch high-density foam, and that's really good for getting in the legs, the back, hamstrings, glutes, calves. Gets the whole 10 yards, 9.5. Right here, this is called the Orb. This is about $20 from Amazon as well. It's a very hard foam. It's about the size of a softball, maybe a little bit bigger, but a little bit more forgiving than a softball too. As you can see, it's got these little bumps all over it also, which gives you a little bit of traction, whether you're on a rubberized mat or on a carpet. This guy's good for getting in your hips, getting deeper into glutes, hamstrings, quads. Really good for getting in front of the shoulder. So when you're feeling tight in your shoulders, a lot of us spend the majority of our day sitting at a desk, sitting in a car, and sitting in your chair, or couch, watching TV. So American life tends to bring us this way. Shoulders come forward, or you're struggling for ideas for your workouts, so you end up sitting at home doing push-ups before you got into the gym. So a lot of that works the chest and brings the shoulders in this way too. So the chest gets short and tight, the back gets long and weak, and the shoulders hunch forward. So that guy's really good for getting up here in the chest as well. I have a little spike ball. This guy I want to say is less than $5 at Five Below. It's pretty firm. I'm giving it a pretty good squeeze, and it still has a little bit of deformation. But the spikes again give you really good traction, but also give you a little bit of a different a feel in the muscle. Again, really good in the feet. You can use this on your low back, in your shoulders, in your quads, in your hamstrings, in your glutes. Doesn't roll as well when you have a lot more weight on it. Again, it deforms, but it does get the job done. I also have the handy dandy tennis ball. Tennis ball is, again, good for a lot of things. Again, it squishes a lot though, so the deformation here gives you a little bit less PSI on those tight muscles. So last but not least, and then tennis balls like what, $1 for, or what, $3 for a couple of them. This is just a hook. It's got two positions that handle that little knob at the end. Let's see if I can shoot this while I'm doing it. Sorry guys, you're gonna probably get sick watching this video with it bouncing up and down like that. This little knob right here twists, goes in a couple different positions, and it's really good for getting in the shoulders. If you don't have someone to come over and get you deep in your shoulders right here, this guy gets right into the traps, into levator scapula, these muscles back in here that are really tight and really need a lot of work. Something else that's really good for getting them back in them is a lacrosse ball, which I don't have handy right now. It's a little bit smaller, so it's about the firmness. A lacrosse ball is about the firmness of this, but it's a little bit small. It's about the size of a tennis ball. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to show you what I'm doing on my glutes here. So as you can see, I'm kind of sitting on this. There we go. You can see I'm sitting on this foam roller, and what I'm going to do with my legs is cross my right leg over my left, lean onto this glute. And what that does, when you open your leg up like this, it opens the glute up so you can get down into the muscle and roll around a little bit. A lot of things that we do, lateral motions, leg raises, the squat and leg raise, deadlifts, those all get down into the glutes, tighten them all up. So what we need to do is round them out a little bit and get rid of that tightness, get rid of adhesions, and open them up. And then after that, you can come on up this way. Let's see if I can show them. And we're going to do this stretch, which we've done in person, done in our group sessions. If you don't have best balance, which I don't have right now apparently, you can use a little handheld, something to give you a little cane. So you can see my legs kind of push back this way. And then really good. You see how my back's, instead of being rounded in my back's staying real tall. Push the hips back, get that stretch across the glute right there. Also going to do a quick foam roll on the hamstrings. So now you can see the rollers underneath my leg. And for all your foam rolling, you want to roll the places, not the spaces. So for your leg, your calf, that's a place. Your ankle, that's a space. Back of your knee, that's a space. These tendons right here are really sensitive. You don't want to put too much pressure on them. You can damage them. And then if there's any bony areas back in there, a lot of times you have nerves running right along the bone. So if you do roll over something like that, you can cause a little bit of temporary nerve damage, but damage nonetheless, where you'll feel some numbness, tingling, or maybe even some prolonged numbness or bruising. So all that stuff's no good. So we want to kind of avoid that and just stay on the thick parts of the muscle. So right now we're going to do the hamstring. Let's see if I can do this without falling off. I'm going to do this all one-handed. Usually you do this with two hands. Usually I have my tripod with me and the GoPro. Not today. So right up there. You roll back and forth on that muscle. You're going to find a spot on the muscle that's pretty tender sometimes. When you find that tender spot, you're going to just roll back and forth over that for about 10 to 20 seconds or until you start to feel relief on it. And then you can switch over to the other side. All right, now I'm going to show you this orb real quick. Again, we're going to do the orb right here in the chest. So this might be a little bit difficult for me to set up. I'm going to see if I can get you guys a nice little vantage point over here. All right, that should work. So the orb goes there. You can use this with a lacrosse ball. You can use this with that tennis ball if you want to. Tennis ball is going to be really difficult since it's so low to the ground. This brings you up off the ground a little bit. If you've got really tight pecs, this is going to be really painful, so I'm going to show you the easiest version to do with this first. So it's going to be blocking the ball in with your left hand. If you're going to the right shoulder, you're going to block the ball in with your left hand. Put your right hand on the floor, and then you're going to come up on your toes. Now, if the toes make it too hard, you're putting too much pressure on it, just use your knees, like we're doing a knee plank first. All right, so we're going to go here, and we're going to find that spot. I'm going to find a couple little spots in there that have a lot of tension, and then using your hand to block that in so it doesn't go shooting out. We're going to try to press your hand up overhead, slide it along the floor like you're doing an overhead press. Big breath in, breathe out as you go up. Holy shit, man. That hurts, guys. You can also do some snow angels like this. Do a little wax on, wax off. And dig right into those pec muscles. Now, if you take your fingers, you can palpate, you can dig in, you can feel where that tension is. And this could be your knots, this could be pretty much anything that's got a little bit of that adhesion where the muscles kind of got stuck together and they need to kind of, this is like the microscopic level of the muscles, they need to kind of loosen up so you can get back to that full range of motion. So that's it for today, guys. That's a quick video for you. If you have any questions, of course, DM me, hit me up below in the description here. Otherwise, that's your challenge for the week. Good luck.